Hi, good morning everyone. Welcome to our CGMA Strategic Case Study analysis. Today we are diving deep into the mock 1 for November 25 and February 26 exam sittings, focusing on pure play BEV strategy risk. This is exactly the type of strategic challenge you will face in your CGMA exams. So let's break it down together step by step. Let's have a look first the original scenario. We have Cewmlator, a company with an exclusive focus on battery electric vehicles. But here's the twist, a major global automotive manufacturer just announced a new low-cost hybrid platform specifically designed for the emerging markets. Early market reaction shows strong demand, especially from price-sensitive customers who are worried about charging infrastructure. Now, some board members are also questioning whether Cewmlator's exclusive BEV focus exposes the company to strategic risk if hybrid technology experiences a prolonged resurgence. Your job here as a senior finance manager is to prepare a briefing for the board, evaluating whether Cewmlator should reconsider its BEV only strategy. But here's what CGMA is really testing with this case. This isn't about whether hybrids are better than BEVs, it's about how you think about risk under uncertainty. CGMA wants to see if you can evaluate strategic rigidity calmly, without emotions, and without reacting to the competitor's noise. The key insight here is that CGMA introduced hybrids into this case not because hybrids are future, but to create what I call a timing uncertainty. What happens if the transition to the full BEVs take longer than expected? This is about pace of adoption uncertainty, not a technology stack. Now, let's identify the critical exam signals that CGMA is giving you. And they always give you some kind of signals. And let's have a look. What are those 3 critical signals in this examination, in this particular scenario? First one being the emerging markets. The markets are price sensitive, infrastructure constrained, and they are slower adopter of the new technology. CGMA here is telling you, don't assume global homogeneity in your analysis. The second signal being customer anxiety about the BEV practicality. This isn't rejection of the technology, it is the hesitation. And hesitation creates space for bridge technologies like hybrids. The third signal, and I believe is the most important one, the board isn't instructing immediate action. They're asking a strategic question here. This tells you it's a governance discussion and not a strategy reversal at all. The underlying issue here in this particular scenario isn't hybrids versus BEVs. It's whether Cewmlator's strategy has sufficient optionality to cope with uncertainty without destroying its strategic focus. This is a classic strategic trade-off where focus creates competitive advantage, flexibility reduces the strategic risk, but too much of either side of approach can destroy your long-term value creation. So be very specific. And your role as a senior finance manager here isn't to defend the strategy emotionally or to chase a competitor announcements reactively. Your role is to advise the board calmly on various dimensions. 3 of those key dimensions may be capital rationing, capital discipline. Second, maybe the strategic coherence. And the third one, the most important one, is the risk-adjusted long-term value creation. Let's think what the top candidate will do in these kind of scenarios. The top candidates always do things differently in such cases. They slow down the decision-making process. They don't recommend immediate reactive action. Instead, they reframe the strategic question. They ask, what is the true cost of maintaining optionality here? What is the cost of losing strategic focus? What risk is actually greater for long-term value creation? A high mark answer acknowledges the uncertainty in the market, but at the same time resists overreaction to the competitors' moves. It emphasizes continuous monitoring, robust scenario analysis, and maintaining the strategic discipline. It reassures the board that the current strategy remains sound while staying intellectually honest about the risks involved here. Remember, this particular mock or any mock case isn't really about the BEVs or the hybrid technology. It's about how you behave when your company's strategy is being questioned. Do you panic and recommend immediate changes? Do you defend the strategy blindly? Or do you advise calmly with analytical rigor? Please mind that CGMA always reward the third approach every time, which is advising the board calmly with some judgment and analytical rigor. And this is what CGMA trains you to think, not as a technical expert, not as a strategist who chases market trends, but as a senior finance manager who protects long-term shareholders' values under conditions of uncertainty. And that is what each and every single CGMA examination is looking for. They are not looking for the theory which you know. An examiner knows that theory as well. So you will lose mark if you just jot down the theory. What examiner is expecting from you is to provide the judgment, provide the analysis, provide the analytical trigger. That is what fetch you more marks. I think that is for now. If you found this detailed analysis helpful, please make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more comprehensive CGA insights. Drop a comment below with your thoughts on how you would personally approach this strategy challenge. Until next time, keep thinking strategically and analytically. Good luck. Thank you very much. See you soon.